Yeah, so it's not that I don't like it. It's just like whenever I look at myself in the camera, I trip the fuck out. I'm like, yo, what happened? Were you there, man, for a second? But yeah, I mean, I'm getting used to it. It's not, I don't know. I don't know. Some people like it, some people don't. Bald is the style right now. Tony, I know you're saying that because you're bald, man. It's okay, man. I mean, I'm bald too right now, man. But I mean, I definitely say this. There's a pro. I like it because it's cleaner, right? I feel like I look like older. It's like a clean look. Like it looks dope, but I feel like so my dad's bald, my grandpa's bald. 50% of my family's bald. I feel like I'm gonna be bald. So Tony, I'm coming right next to you, man, very soon, bro. So I feel like since I'm young, I want to live it up the most that I can. And by the way, I'm only telling you guys this. I did this whole heart thing here because I have una entrada. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but I have like my hairline is like by back over here. I'm gonna have to go to Turkey soon and like put the implants and stuff in the hair. So soon I'm gonna be like my boy Tony over here, man. Like I know it's coming, so just rocking it for now. Lost the bet, but it is what it is. But with that being said, let's get started for the week, right? So this week let's just do a follow-up from last week. So follow-up from last week, we got Euro GBP. Let me take all this stuff from here. So Euro GBP, you guys remember last week, I'm like, we are at a nice strong level where we can potentially have the push to the upside. We had the push to the upside perfectly how we wanted to from the area of interest. Kobe, I don't know if Kobe's in here. I told him to clip the videos. He only clipped one video. Again, I'm giving $500 to whoever could clip any of the videos that I've been doing for the pretty much like since the boot camp started. And you guys pretty much just do like the before and after. If you guys clip them, I'll give you guys $500. If you guys just go back and forth and do it. Kobe only did one video. He said he was going to do the other ones, but I haven't seen him do it just yet. So last week we said we were looking from longs here, pretty much happened exactly how I explained perfectly. I got in, I got out early. Could have held a little bit longer, but it is okay because we're going to get another opportunity right now this week. So I think this week, I think we're going to have the full push to the upside. I think we're going to have the full push to the upside because we've had a weekly doji rejection candlestick from the area of interest and a bullish weekly pin bar. Bullish weekly pin bar, bullish weekly pin bar. And if you notice, every single time we get one of these, we fill. I'm sure there's more over here. Bullish weekly pin bar, then we fill. So I highly think we're going to fill this next week. On top of that, the daily time frame is still bullish. And on top of that, we're back at the area of interest. And on top of that, we're at the daily EMA. Like we're back at this super juicy area and it's looking 10 times better than last week. So when I go down to the lower time frames, the only thing turning me off is that we basically went bearish and we kind of have this left head and then right shoulder right here. Kind of the only thing I don't like, but I'm going with the higher time frames, right? So this is what we got currently right now. So this is this. So for me on the 1 hour, I mean, I'll definitely say this, right? So I like how we've already created the wick. In order for me to take this trade long, we would need to shift the structure, and the shift the structure is above this area. So we can do two things with this trade, right? We could do two things. The most ideal trade setup would be to wait for this. Once we wait for that, we're good to go. Or we can wait for this. We can wait for this maybe to create a lower low. Once it creates a lower low, then we wait for the higher high, higher low, and then we could buy at this zone right here. Because I don't want to buy in the middle of kind of like these two zones right here. Yeah, I'm good. I much rather, because if it breaks above that right there, if it breaks above this structure level and it retests, that means that the 4 hour goes bullish. And then we would basically retest. And then we have a left head and then a right shoulder. And then we're retesting the 4 hour EMA. Pretty much the trade just makes a lot more sense if we're above here. If it shoots up, do we miss out on this move here a little bit? Kind of sucks, but it just simply makes a lot more sense if we get the retest of this level right here. Or we wait for it to create a lower low. And once it creates a lower low, we basically wait for the retest and then a higher low to go to the upside. Does that make sense? Is that simple, clean? Does it make sense, the break of structure or the break above? I actually really like this one. So pretty much pretty simple, right? That's exactly what we're waiting for on Euro GBP. AUD JPY last week, we were looking for, I think it was longs or shorts. Let me see. I'm not sure. I think we were looking for longs. Clearly the longs didn't present themselves. We had the shift retest to go to the upside. This week wow, that's pretty crazy. It's moving this much that the week open. So you guys already know I don't want to get anything down here. Pretty much the trade has to do this for me to make sense of it right now. So not interested on AUD JPY. Was that drop due to news? Possibly. NZD USD. So weekly time frame NZD USD, we are bearish. Daily time frame, we are bearish. And then 4 hour, we are bearish, right? Yeah, lower low, we are unbroken, lower high. Yeah, so we're technically bearish. So this one's looking solid. We got all 3 time frames in sync. So we'll put it here. 4 hour bearish. All right, so area of interest 1 could actually be this level right here on the weekly time frame. What a coincidence. It is structure. It's retested it before. Do we have more to the left? Yeah, look, if you notice it, I'm just gonna do this right here. So I don't, whatever, I just do it. So we bring it out to the left. We've had retest of this structure level here as well. So there's actually a very strong level on the weekly, and on the daily, it is very clear it is a strong level of support, resistance, support, and resistance, right? So this is actually perfect. And then on the 4 hour, we are at this area of interest rejection from EMA. This actually looks very, 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 very clean. I need to shift the structure to go short. Technically, we've gotten the shift of structure on the 15-minute. This would be the lower high. On the 30-minute, we still haven't gotten it. Do I take the trade this early into the week? What I need to take this trade short, bro, I mean, this thing is looking ready, honestly. What I just need to take this trade short, I would either say a 1 hour or a 30-minute bearish engulfing. Once it gets, yeah, it looks so fire. If it gives me a 1 hour or a 30-minute bearish engulfing, I'll take this trade, but not now. If it gives it to me tonight in London, bet. If it gives it to me tomorrow in New York, bet. But I can't be now. It would have to be tomorrow. I don't take trades around this time. So I'll just put here, waiting for bearish engulfing on 1 hour and 30 minutes. NZD USD, I'm actually liking a lot more than Euro GBP. Euro JPY, we are bullish. We are bearish. Here we are bearish. Here we are bearish. So this is actually looking fire. The simplest thing I can think of is just a simple lower high, retesting this weird looking head and shoulders. Very weird. It's a left, it's a head, and then it's a right shoulder, kind of like an extra right shoulder right here. If you want to move it around, I guess you could do this. You could put this here. You could put this here, and then that would be the head and shoulders there. But I just need a lower high. Technically, right now, we are creating the lower low. We need the lower high to be created at the point of structure, a level of support and resistance. So I'm going to put it here. I'm gonna start doing this more often. It's just a lot easier to remember when I pull up to the trade. So actually, I'm gonna just put an alarm here, creating my lower high. Creating my lower high. Euro AUD, the weekly time frame is clearly bullish. Daily time frame is bullish. Week 4-hour time frame is bullish. So this is a beautiful example of a trade that we're gonna predict. Like we can get these counter trend trade shorts that are about to come very easily, right? So let me take this off. Let me take this off. Let me take this and we add it over here. So we're clearly pulling up to a level of resistance. We have a level of support, resistance, and now resistance again. What a coincidence that in order for things to keep going up, we need that higher low. So we just keep going to the upside. So since we're at that higher high point right now, this has a high probability of literally doing this right here. My bad, guys. So we have a very high probability of having this push and then this retracement. If I just grab this same push and this same retracement, it's exactly what we need to take this trade long. Can we take these counter trend trade shorts? Yes. Will they be a high probability trade? No, because you're going against a trend, but very similar to basically Euro AUD and the other NZD USD gold. Like it just needs to have the pullback, right? So we just got to predict the pullback. For me, the pullback, I think it's going to start happening once we shift under the structure level. So if this right here starts basically doing this, if this goes like this and then it goes like this, I think we could start heading to the downside to here. Once it gets to here, we can get the overall swing trade to the upside. But until that happens, I will not be taking the long. So will I be taking the shorts? I'll add it here on the watch list for now, but I won't. It's not as ideal as I want it to be. USD CAD. So this is crazy because this is what trading is all about, guys. We predicted this trade all the way over here. And it really does not get simpler than doing nothing. Imagine taking the trade when we took it all the way over here and still be holding this trade. Is that a realistic thing to hold this trade out of that space? I don't see why not. That would have made you 16%. That would have made you 16% in exactly 20 days. So imagine taking one single trade and making 16%. Like it's literally there. And what gives the trade to do this? This right here. When you simply understand that all the time frames are in sync, all the time frames are going the same way, why would it not do this? Why would it go the other? Like it's very simple, right? And if you notice where I'm getting in, it's literally perfectly before it does all this shit. Like if you guys noticed last week, I said I don't want to get in here in the middle. Like if I didn't get in at the bottom before, I'm good. Like I just don't want to get in. So now what does this need to do now? This just needs to do the same thing. This needs to come back into this level around here. This needs to create the pullback. Once it gets into here, then it's going to have the next push to the upside. And the next push to the upside, you could do the same thing. You could set and forget the whole entire wave up. I don't like doing it. I haven't done it in a while, but this is something for people that are working a job or they're busy for the majority of the time, or they just got a lot going on. These are the type of trades you guys need. And all you guys have to learn is how to do nothing. Literally nothing. Look at the market and do nothing after you obviously enter a trade like this that it has all these confluences. Remember, this is like a B plus, almost an A plus setup. Now for this trade, and it doesn't come back into this area, I'm pretty much good, right? So that trade is gone, but it just shows you the potential of having all time frames in sync and what is possibly going to happen now for Euro and NZD USD. Like this trade right here, if it plays out well, it's about to have a fat lower low happen, right? Alex, on a trade like that, what are you looking on the exit sign? So we bought on a daily area of interest. So if the weekly is creating a higher low, you pretty much exit at the previous weekly structure, or you exit at the higher high. But like the same way how the 1 hour has to create a higher high, So does the weekly. Like it's got to create these higher high and higher lows. It just takes a little bit longer. Just patience. Gold is flying. Could you show? Yeah, we'll touch up again on EJ shortly. Yeah, we'll touch up EJ again shortly. I just want to get through these. So NZD CAD. So I'm sure you guys remember, where it's crazy. We gotta get these clips, right? So NZD CAD. Let me just delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this, and this. So you guys remember NZD CAD? I'm like, all right, we've had the weekly higher high. It's got to have the weekly higher low, pull up to the area of interest. And once it gets here, we'll start going to the upside. So if you guys notice, we're about to start doing that. This weekly time frame is about to create a higher high soon. Before we create the higher high, we got to break through some barriers. We got to break through this level of structure right here. I think if this weekly time frame manages to close above this, successfully come back and retest it, this is bound to create a weekly higher high. The same thing, literally the same thing USD CAD is doing. And if you notice USD CAD, we got in right in the middle of the weekly move. So we'd be doing the same exact thing here. We'd be getting in the middle of the whole entire weekly move. So what I'm expecting now for NZD CAD on the daily time frame is for us to break above this level, which is kind of ugly. These are some terrible examples, but we got a, is it here, left, head? Yeah, it's a terrible example. I wouldn't even count it. So we just pretty much got to break above this level to retest and go long. The shorts, like I told you guys, they were temporary until we got to this area of interest. So this one, we'll put it above. Not that interested in it. Gold is flying. So again, you guys remember, bro, I'm telling you these clips. Gold, when it was up here, pretty much explained to you guys how it was at a higher high. We have to create the higher low, either to area of interest 1 or area of interest 2 to go to the upside. You guys notice gold has pretty much come to this area of interest, and now we've had the push. So what is gold going to do now? Gold is going to create the higher high. Gold is going to become above this high. So if you enter a trade anywhere in here, it's going, you could set and forget all the way up to the high because you have the majority of the time frames in sync. So this right here is no longer bearish. This is now bullish. I love looking at examples like this because this is what keeps, I mean, in my opinion, right? And then this is obviously bullish as well. This is what keeps the traders long in the business for the long run. Because if you're not looking at the thing on the long run like this, it's just like, it's just not going to work. Right? Just set and forget until you get the area of interest. We already said that. Real facts. I caught a 1 to 17 last week. There you go, bro. Like it's very simple. So obviously the daily time frame is now bullish. We have a left head and then a right shoulder. Yes, market could have just opened, but again, this is where a lot of traders mess up. They don't understand what the market needs to do now. The market needs to do something very simple. Just do this. Once it does this, it's gonna do this. And if you notice, not only does it have to do that, but it also has to create that wick. It needs to create that daily wick candlestick, even if it's something that small. So a lot of traders, what they'll do is during today and tomorrow, they'll blow their account or they'll lose a couple percentages and they're challenged because they don't understand what they got to wait for next. We understand that it needs to create that wick, which is going to create us that higher low to retest the daily EMA, retest daily structure level when we go down to the 4 hour, and to retest the more cleaner head and shoulders. And by the time that does have the pullback, this EMA will start heading to the upside, acting as a dynamic support. You can also find the round psychological level 1850 if we go a little bit lower than needed. But gold is looking solid. I like how gold, like if you guys just look at the difference between this potential trade setup and then let's say this one. Like this one needs a lot more pullback room to head to the upside. This just needs a little quick. This just needs a little quick to keep going to the upside, right? So we'll put this one above there. AUD CAD. AUD CAD. We're technically bearish. This one looks solid too. It's crazy. There's some weeks where there's nothing, and then there's weeks where this looks fire, right? So this week, yeah, this looks fire. So if you notice, this was the weekly higher high, higher low, higher high. We've now broken that. The body has closed under, making this time frame bearish. Okay, let's see. This is your number one pair for this week, and I could definitely see why, bro. This looks fire. Weekly time frame is bearish. If you notice, we're pulling up to retest this weekly structure level we are currently in, just this level right around here. We go down to the daily time frame. What a coincidence! This daily time frame happens to also be the daily structure. Support, support. We can move this to the upside, something like this. And then the 4 hour looks beautiful. All I would need from this trade. Exactly. Yep. I mean, if this candlestick closes above this one, we're fucked, right? Because that means that the 1 hour created a higher high. So I would basically need for the shift to the downside. We could do two things with this trade. We could pretty much just wait for this, or we can wait for an engulfing here on the 30-minute or the 15-minute. But again, you got to wait for these things tonight or tomorrow in the morning. This trade is looking fire. I love it. Everything's there. The same thing. Where did this go? Engulfing. Exactly. So exactly what we need. So we need either an engulfing candlestick without it closing above breaking the structure level. If it does break above, then I need it for it to break and retest the structure of the 1 hour. So this is looking fire. This is actually looking better than gold, better than NZD CAD for sure, better than Euro AUD for sure, better than Euro JPY. We'll leave it there for now. Yeah, number one. All right, we'll check it out a little bit if it's number one, right? So let me actually just put here. USD CAD. All right, AUD USD. Clean. Too high. I like AUD CAD better because if you notice, you guys got to look at this, right? So if this comes back and retests this structure point on the weekly, look how much further it is from the daily. If this comes back and it retests the weekly structure point, notice how it's right on the daily time frame. So making this one a lot cleaner. Just very simple, right? It just makes more sense. USD JPY. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. There's a lot of better ones. GJ. If the 1 hour engulfing and 15-30-minute happen in the same hour that the trade. No, that's exactly what you want. Yeah, I would take it. Yeah, I don't like GJ. Euro. I'm good. Cat JPY. Bro, all these pairs went crazy last week. Because remember, I don't see any of these pairs until literally like right now, until today. So I'm only focused on the top 3, top 4 for the week. And then I don't look at the pairs for the rest of the week. Weekly, daily, I'm good. GPCHF hasn't broken above this. I'm good. AJ, GU. It's a little trippy. I'm good. AD, JPY. This is trippy. Yeah, I'm good. All right, so we got for this week, we got NZD USD, which is pretty much the same thing as AUD CAD. You notice they look pretty much the same. This one, I just need to shift the structure. This we both need the same thing here. Euro GBP, we know what we need: break above, lower low, or higher low to go long. Euro JPY, I think this could be a lot faster than Euro GBP. Euro AUD has got some pullback time. This has got a quick break and retest above. And then we got gold with a quick pullback. So a lot of pairs for this week. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs for this week. I'd say my top 3 would definitely be NZD USD. Pretty much just wait for the bearish engulfing on the 1 hour. And then we got AUD CAD, which would be the break and retest. I actually like this one for my number 1 a lot better. I just like I like this accumulation. I love this. This is telling me that it doesn't, like, it's struggling to break this point right here. And then we got Euro JPY for my number 3, which would be a lower high to then sell. Beautiful shit, the structure. Beautiful, beautiful everything. Yeah, I like it. And then we got this one for breaking structure above. For sure. So these are my top 3 for the week, and then other 4 that I think that could. So I feel like these 3, the reason these are my top 3 is because I think they could be ready a lot faster versus these other ones. I think they could take a little bit longer. Euro CAD looking good. Euro CAD, it's not on my watch list. Yeah, just Euro AUD. Dun, dun, dun.